Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? My name is Diana Gandara and welcome to my kitchen. This is where I do a lot of my cooking and my baking. Today what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be baking for you guys. I'm gonna give y'all one of my secret cake recipes that I've been baking for a while now. It's a delicious chocolate recipe. It comes out really, really flavorful and really moist. So with that being, guys, please keep in mind, I am doing everything. I am the camera person plus, of course, the baker today. So if y'all can just bear with me, I'm gonna arrange my camera where you can see where what I'm baking, or to follow the instructions and so forth. Okay guys, so basically what I have here is the recipe for the cake, the batter, the cake mix. This is going to be the batter. This is a box of any kind of chocolate boxed cake. It's your preference. It doesn't have to be any kind of specific box cake, okay? So I've opened it and I've already put it in here. What I'm gonna add to this now is gonna be a cup of sugar, which I already have measured here, and a cup of flour, okay? So you're just gonna add that in there, mix it up. Keep in mind, I am using a hand mixer because I do not trust myself with my regular KitchenAid right now. I would probably make a mess. Everything would go everywhere and I would have to start over, and I don't want to start over making batter, okay? So what I'm gonna add next is gonna be a teaspoon of salt. Mix that up. And then what I'm gonna add is gonna be 2 tablespoons of cocoa, okay? Just any kind of unsweetened cocoa, whatever brand you prefer. So basically just, and you don't have to have them measured perfectly, guys. Just a 2 good tablespoons of cocoa. Then you mix all that up. The next thing I'm gonna add in here, guys, is gonna be 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So just like that. And then I'm gonna add 1 cup of sour cream. Guys, sour cream is what makes a cake so moist. I'm gonna add, I am just literally just eyeballing this, so I'm gonna add 1 of these and a half of one. There's so many people that ask me for my recipes. Guys, I'm not kidding y'all. I do not have recipes. It would be an absolute dream of mine to have a cookbook one day. And yes, I would do recipes, but I don't have recipes for anything. This is just the way I cook and I bake. It's just by sight. And I don't know, it comes out every time. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just gonna mix that in there, just a little bit. And the next thing that I'm gonna add, guys, is gonna be my egg whites. It calls for 4 egg whites. I guess, a regular cake would call for either 3 eggs or 4 egg whites. So me being that I did this recipe, I'm thinking, okay, a regular cake would call for 4 egg whites, okay? Which is an equivalent to half of a cup. So just pour that in there and mix it up. Get all that good stuff mixed up really, really good, okay? Just like that. Oops. You see what I mean? I'm already making a mess, and haven't even started right yet. Okay, so next what I'm gonna add, and this is another secret of mine that I add to my cakes, is I'm gonna add a cup and like 1/4 or 1/3 of coffee. Guys, I cannot stress to you how important it is not to put this coffee in there hot. This is pretty warm. You want to make it, just regular. But you do not want to add, and I'm just using a Nescafe instant coffee. You do not want to add this into your cake batter hot, because guess what'll happen? Yes, you live and you learn. It will cook your egg whites if you add it in there real hot. And then when your cake is done, it'll be like, you'll literally have like pieces of cooked egg in your batter. So you just want to put it in kind of warm, a little hotter than warm, and that way it can really work into your batter, into your flour and all that here, okay? So just mix. I am actually having to use my elbow grease today, which I don't hardly ever do. So it is good for me because I am in the house, been stuck in the house. We've been stuck in the house for, almost a week now. So it's good to get in a little bit of exercise, I guess. And then last but not least, guys, I am gonna add in my vanilla. You can add in whatever kind of vanilla you want, whatever brand you want. I have this butter vanilla that I just love, and I think it would go amazing. So I'm just gonna add like a teaspoon of it, okay? Or maybe half a teaspoon, whatever. Just pour some in there and get it mixed in really good. This is gonna look like it still has lumps in it because this cake mix actually had chocolate chips in it. So don't freak out when you see the lumps in my batter. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of regular vanilla, okay? Just get the flavors intensified. So you're probably wondering, why in the world are you adding coffee to your cake? Guys, coffee will intensify the flavor of chocolate. It will make it so chocolatey and rich and just delicious. So just so you know, that's why I do that. Guys, me being a baker, I can already tell you that this batter is a little too thick, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead. I didn't really measure my water, my coffee. It's supposed to be more, kind of like a cup and 1/4, okay? I probably only had a cup in here. So I'm gonna add like another 1/4 cup of just regular water, okay? So just bear with me. Okay, so I'm gonna add that in there and then I'm gonna mix it up again. I really contemplated using my KitchenAid, but then I thought, oh my gosh, Diana, knowing you, you will start that sucker on high. Your batter will go everywhere, your flour. Oh, yeah. Believe me, I've done it more than once, guys. There we go. This is a consistency that you want right there. Perfect consistency. I have prepared 2 8-inch round pans here. I've already sprayed them so to get them ready. And I'm gonna bake, it's 2 of them. And I'm basically, I'm gonna use to bake my cakes in, okay? So you wanna bake them at 325 for about 25-30 minutes. Okay, guys? Or until they're done. You want to be able to poke a toothpick in there and it'll be ready. Okay? So I'm going to transfer my batter into my cake pans and I will be back, guys. Thanks. Okay, guys. I got my cake in the pans and I put it in the oven, 325 for about 25 minutes. Okay? Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and just make a couple of little toppings for the cake just to have some fun. I got this baking bar chocolate. I'm just going to melt it, guys, and then I'm just going to drizzle it on here to make some cute toppings for the cake. What I'm also going to try to do, I'm going to do it for about 30 seconds, is I'm going to try to make a drip for a chocolate drip to drip around the cake, around the edge, to do a cute little decoration. But we'll see. I'm not sure if it's possible, but we're going to try it. I've never done it before, so it's something that we are actually going to do together. Okay, so let me check on my chocolate. Keep in mind, guys, make sure you want to use a microwave safe bowl when you're doing this. Okay, it needs more time, so I'm going to do another 30 seconds on it. And then also remember that the bowl is going to be hot, so when you take it out, make sure you try to use, some safety. Oops, sorry. Make sure you use some safety handles to grab your bowl. Okay, so guys, I put it in for about a minute and see, it kind of starts to melt, but if you notice, there's still chunks in there. You don't want to keep heating it. If you keep heating it, it will burn and it will get hard. The bowl is still hot, so the bowl itself is gonna melt the rest of this chocolate for you. Okay, so just keep stirring it until it just melts it all up for you. You see that? You see how it's just melting in there? Because the bowl is still really hot. So you just want to keep on stirring. And eventually, you see, it melts. But if you were to have taken it out and looked at it, you would have thought, oh no, it still needs time. It doesn't. Grab it and start mixing and you're good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is with my fork, just like this, guys, just do some little drizzles. Guys, they don't have to be perfect, I promise. People are not gonna care how perfect looking your cake looks, or as far as like your little decorations. You see how cute that is? Just keep on drizzling. Get you some little cute designs on there. Just like that. And I'm going to try to do this to my pretzels too, hopefully. You still have your bowl that's warm, which is awesome. Okay. That one needs a little bit more, and then this one, and then this one. If you try to be a perfectionist with this, you are going to stress out so bad, because it's not, there's no way you can be perfect on these. So, boom, you're done there. Give it a little mix there, and then just go at it. Get you some good amounts on the pretzels, because this one's a little bit harder. And you're just gonna do this. You can use a coating chocolate also for this. Whatever. I don't have any, and of course, due to, us being confined to our homes, I cannot go get any, and I'm not gonna even risk it. And I'm gonna be quite honest with y'all. I've never used this before. I have never used this chocolate to do this. So let's just hope that it dries and it comes out good. But there you go. There's your little decorations. Just give it a little different look. And you don't want to get rid of this. This is actually gonna become my drip. I'm gonna add a little bit of heavy whipped cream to it and mix it up, and that's gonna become my drip that I'm gonna drip around my cake, okay? So I'll be back, guys, once the cake is ready and I'm ready to frost and so forth, and show y'all how to make the frosting. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do next, is I'm gonna show y'all how to make the frosting now. Okay, guys, this is gonna be your frosting, okay? I went ahead and just added my ingredients in here, and I'm gonna tell you what they are. They are 1 stick of butter that is at room temperature. As you can tell, it's softened. About half of a bag of this powdered sugar, okay? And then about half of a cup, or a little bit more, maybe 2/3 cup of cocoa powder, and then about half of a cup of heavy whipped cream. Again, I'm gonna mix this before I start to mix it with a hand mixer. Because if not, it will go everywhere. And I don't want it to go everywhere, okay? So I'm gonna start like this. I'm gonna mix it just a little bit. Then I'm just gonna mix it with the hand mixer, okay? Just looking at it, I can already tell you that it needs more whipped cream. So I'm gonna add probably about another 1/4 cup. So you're looking at, and I had this frozen, guys, so it looks kind of weird, but I promise it's good. I buy stuff when it's on sale, and then I stick it in the freezer, and it works just as fine. I promise. So, right there, I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing it with a hand mixer that I have back here. So, if you'll just bear with me. Let me come over here. And I'm sorry, guys, like I said, I'm a one-man team here. And it doesn't reach. It doesn't reach. I tried to get it to reach so you could see what I'm doing, but it doesn't reach. But anyway, you see how it's not ready because it's really thick? Add some more milk to it. Some more whipped cream, I mean. And then, once again, because I'm using a hand mixer, I'm gonna go ahead and mix it before I stick it in there. But if you're using a, sorry, see guys, see how messy I am? If you're using a KitchenAid, which I have a KitchenAid, guys, but to be honest with you, it doesn't shut off on its own anymore. I have to be plugging it and unplugging it and plugging it back in. So that's why I'm not using it. I haven't gotten around to go get another one, but I am soon. So I'm gonna mix again. Okay. So now we are getting there. What I'm gonna add now is gonna be my stabilizer. You have stabilizer when it comes to frosting, because frosting is gonna be really what holds your cake together. You have to have a stabilizer. When I'm talking about a stabilizer, as I am talking about Crisco. So let me grab some. I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell y'all about this when I had the... Okay guys, like I was saying, I don't have a recipe, so you know, I just kind of have to remember what I do. This is the Crisco. I put probably about half of a cup in here, and I've already mixed it a little bit, but you can see it. It's right there. Now I'm gonna continue to mix this, guys. and try to get it in the consistency that I want, okay? Just so you know, while I was doing all that, my timer beeped, 25 minutes, and look at that. They're perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, as soon as they cool off a little bit, I'm gonna take them out of here, okay? Okay, guys, this is the consistency that you want your frosting. Just so y'all know, I had to add almost the whole bag. So I did probably like a cup of this whipping cream to one stick of butter, and almost, if you noticed, there is probably like maybe just a cup left in here. So almost the whole thing. But guys, it's real easy. When you're mixing it, and just get it to this consistency. It's firm, but yet it's spreadable. While I was mixing it, of course, I also added a teaspoon of vanilla of your choice, okay? This is basically what it looks like. And guys, oh, it smells so good. The chocolate is just so powerful. And I also want to show y'all one more thing. Look at this. This cake just literally it separates on its own off the pan. That is how you know this is a perfect cake. Look at this, guys. I took this one out already, and it just slid right out. It's just like, you will not have any problem getting this cake out. And I'm gonna try to get it out here in front of y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Let me move. Oh, and just so y'all know, this chocolate, it worked great. It dried up a little bit, so it worked great. So I'm gonna move this over. I wanna show y'all this. I wanna show y'all how easy this is gonna come out. Okay, look at this. Y'all see that? Perfect, moist, delicious cake. Okay? Okay, what we want to do now is we want to level our cakes. I basically got my 8-inch cake and I put it on a cake plate, or, you know, one of those cake plates that you buy at Hobby Lobby. And now I'm going to level it. I have my leveler here. This is so awesome. If y'all bake a lot and y'all are always having to level cakes, I highly recommend one of these. Anyway, so if you see, I need to actually put it down a little bit. So the way you put it down, it's got these little ridges right here, guys, that lets you move them down just a little bit. If you just like fold it in a little bit and then put it down, and you can count how many. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's on the 8th one. So you want to put this one on the 8th one. Okay. I'm just gonna move it down a little bit and then see count. So now this is on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, so it's a little 2 down. Bam. So there, it's on the 8th one. And this is exactly where I want it. I'm gonna go ahead and start leveling this cake, okay? I wanna take off that little bump. The reason that I'm gonna do this, guys, is because I'm actually gonna make this a chocolate naked cake. Guys, this chocolate is so rich. I'm not kidding y'all. It's almost overwhelming along with this. So I think if a cake should be naked, it should be this cake. Have just a little bit of frosting on it, but really enjoy the bread part of it, okay? So basically you just start, you hold it and you just start cutting, going back and forth like that. Just like a saw. It's really just like a saw, okay? And then just start kind of twisting your cake, turning it around. Just like that. And then keep turning it until you get it to the other end. And it's gonna crumble a little bit. That's no big deal. okay? And boom, just like that. And let me get a plate so I can put that on there. So I can put those, leftovers on there. And show y'all what I'm talking about. Do you see that? You see how level that is? Guys, and let me just show y'all how moist this cake is. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, okay. So, I'm going to do this. And, guys, okay. So, anyway, I'm going to do this to my cakes. Just so y'all know, I doubled my recipe because I want it to be tall. You don't have to double your recipe, guys, if you don't want to. But I did double it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use all 4 cakes or just 3. But I wanted it tall, and also because it's going to be a naked cake, so I want you to be able to see like the sides of it, if y'all know what I mean. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and level all of my cakes, and I'll be back. Okay, so let's start frosting. Guys, one of the best investments that I could have possibly made was this little cake turntable. I mean, it makes things 100 times easier. So I'm using it. If you don't have one, no big deal. But we're gonna start frosting. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to measure the exact same amount of frosting in every single layer, because and this, I'm using this cup, this spoon, not cup, this spoon, because this is going to be a naked cake. You want to make sure that it's the same width, each one, each layer in between has the same, almost the same amount of frosting. Okay, so what I did is so far I've done like 3 spoonfuls of this. But you understand what I'm saying, right? You just want to kind of get the same amount in between each layer, because that's what you're going to be able to see. And if you see that, I think that's a perfect amount. Just spread it all on your cake, just like that. Okay? Then you're going to continue, you're going to do it to all your layers. I think we maybe need just a little bit more to spread out into the edges so you can really see the frosting in between each one. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, okay? If anything, like once you put the other layers on there, whatever comes out, that's fine. We're gonna scrape it off anyway. So just try to move as much frosting out into the edges as possible. Kind of just want to make sure that you have a good layer in between each one, because really this is all the frosting that you're gonna have. We're not gonna put hardly any frosting outside of the cake. So anyway, just like that. And there's your first layer, and then we're just gonna continue doing each one, okay? So I'm gonna grab, I put them in the freezer because I want them to be as cool as possible. Because you know, this is pretty cool. So you're just gonna get it, and you're just gonna put it over like that. And then you're gonna get some of your frosting. Put it on there and spread it around. Do y'all see about this little turntable? This is what I'm talking about. It is so amazing to have one of these, because you just, you know, turn it around and you just keep on going. Okay. And there's that one. There's that one. And then I'm gonna do one more. You just wanna make sure that it's kind of spread out in the edges evenly. okay? That's probably a little bit too much, but remember, this is all that we're gonna use as far as frosting is concerned. So, okay. And we have another layer here. Just grab it and stick it on there. Okay, just like that. And you keep on going. Clean up my mess here. I try to keep my surface area as clean as possible, but sometimes it doesn't work. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so get another heaping spoonful of frosting and just keep going. Wash my hands. I kind of got some frosting on my handle of my little spatula here, so I'm cleaning it off. Okay. And then you just spread it just like that. Try to get it out to the edges. Ooh, this cake is looking delicious. Okay. Y'all see that? Wow, this is crazy. Okay. It's not a whole lot of frosting in between, but it's okay. We kind of get an idea of what we're doing here. And then last but not least is going to be my top part. Okay. Let me just put a little bit more. Okay. Guys, I am such a perfectionist. It's sickening. And I think that's one of the main reasons that I quit baking, was because it got to the point for me that it wasn't fun anymore. It was just so stressful for me. I was just scared to death half of the time that something was gonna go wrong. And that, you know, I was gonna ruin somebody's big day or birthday party or whatever. So, the more I baked, the more challenges I started taking. People started requesting bigger cakes, different cakes, just, you know, all kinds of different things. And I would do it, you know. I would figure it out. I would find a way. I would just get it done. And then, of course, eventually it started becoming a problem because I was like, oh my God, can I really do this? And I mean, I got as far as to making a transformer cake one time. Excuse me, transformer cake one time. I made a fire engine cake. I made, gosh, just so many different cakes that I made throughout the years. And yes, I mean, you know, thank God, like, you know, they were great, but whew, it's scary. It really is scary. And you see here how this is kind of like, looks like it's lopsided a little bit. So now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna basically do that to the top. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna, whatever frosting has come out from the side, you're just gonna spread it. Spread it on to the cakes. Just like that. And then grab a little bit more if you need some. And you're just gonna keep on spreading all of this delicious frosting onto this cake. Do you see how it's starting to look like a naked cake? Because it hardly has any frosting on it, guys. So, Just grab some of that frosting that you've taken out of there. And just add more. And then just keep on frosting. You see that? Oops. And then until you get all the cake. Till you get it on all the cake. And then sometimes it'll move on you. And I probably messed up. I probably didn't put it, didn't let it cool enough. So this is my fault. But you get the idea. Just make sure you let your cakes cool. You see that? There is your naked cake. So now what I'm gonna do is boom. And let me just fix it. Take some of this frosting off so you can see the actual cake itself. You'll see that? Isn't that pretty? Okay. You just want to keep on removing some of that frosting off of it so you can see the naked cake. And that's a little lopsided, so I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Just like that. And there you go. Okay. Y'all see how I'm just a perfectionist and I just keep going and going and going and I don't need to, but okay. Anyway, you get the idea. There is your cake. You can see the cake in between. And that's what you want. You want to kind of see the cake in between the where the layers are. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I am going to make what is called, I'm gonna try. I've never done it before. It might not come out, so, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to make a drip, a chocolate drip, to just drip it on the edges of all the cake so it can just drip down a little bit since we aren't using a whole lot of frosting on the outside of the cake, and to make it look pretty also. Okay, so I'm gonna I got a cup here ready with a this is one of my piping bags. See, this is a piping bag that I have prepared that I was gonna use for something someday, but I didn't. But I got a piping bag and I put it in a glass cup. And what I'm gonna do is, remember the chocolate that I used earlier for my pretzels and my Oreos? I'm gonna go ahead and melt that again just a little bit. And then I'm gonna add whipping cream or milk to it. I don't know yet what I'm gonna add, but probably the whipping cream I'm gonna add to it. That way it can kind of become like a dripping consistency, okay? So I'll be back, guys. Okay, guys, so I have my my dripping chocolate here. And I'm gonna put it into my piping bag. And this is the best way to do it, is just grab it and just grab a spoonfuls at a time and just put it in here, okay? And you have to kind of hurry so it won't dry. Okay? So I'm just gonna pour it in there, just like that. Then I'm gonna grab my bag, take it off of here, close it up as best I can. Okay? Then I'm gonna snip off the end with some scissors. A pretty big amount. That way the chocolate can come out. You see how it started already coming out? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drizzle it on here. And hoping that it drips, and it is. Do y'all see that? Hopefully, you know, it'll work all the way around. This chocolate's a little thicker than what I would originally want, but you gotta work with what you have right now, basically, is my motto. Okay? Oh my gosh, this is working so good. So basically you just do that. And just let it drip on the side. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little zigzag up here, just to give us some more design, guys. Nothing big. Remember, you're gonna put some of your chocolates and everything on top. So basically that's what it's coming out to. Let me look at it, see if I need to add a little bit more somewhere. And I can already tell you that I need to right here. And just let it drip more. Right here. A little bit more right here. A little bit more right here. I'm just basically pressing where I want like a long chocolate drip. Okay? Kind of give it a little bit more look to it. Okay, we're gonna stop. Looks good. It's chocolatey, definitely chocolatey. So we're gonna stop there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pipe some frosting on the top. I'm gonna grab one of my piping bags, guys. Let me grab one. I have some more over here, brand new ones. I'm gonna grab one of my piping bags and I'm gonna use this tip. I don't know what tip number it is. I'm not there yet to know exactly which number each one is. I can just tell you that it looks like a little flower at the end or whatever, but I love this tip. This is my ultimate favorite tip when I am baking or decorating. So I just cut off the end. I'm gonna put it in there. Notice sometimes you don't cut enough, and if you don't, you just have to cut a little bit more, but I did. It's perfect. Then I'm gonna put some of my frosting in there. Just put it like a cup, like a holder, just like that. Grab some of your frosting. Gosh, and I've got so many things in this frosting that I thought I was gonna use. Okay, so grab some of your frosting and just put it in there. I'm telling you, I make such a mess when I'm baking. Okay, just like that. And then, kind of let that cool down a little bit. I'm gonna kind of let it cool down a little bit. Which it'll probably take just a little bit to cool down. Let me clean my hands while that's happening. Because I don't want my other frosting to slide off, okay? I don't want it to slide off, so let it just get hard just for a little bit. Meanwhile, I can clean off my surface here where I've made a mess, of course. But what I can do meanwhile, while that's drying just a little bit, guys, is I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my donuts and everything that it is. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, my husband keeps calling me. He does not have any idea what I'm doing. Anyway, he keeps calling me and my phone keeps cutting off. I put it on airplane mode, like some advice that I was reading off of other YouTubers were saying for us to do. Well, it ain't working. So anyway, I think at this point in time, it's cooled down enough to where we can go ahead and pipe the top of it. I was gonna prepare my all the toppings that I'm gonna put on it, but honestly, it's no big deal. We're just gonna put them on there. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna pipe a border on top, like a pretty flower-looking border where we're gonna add all of our cookies and pretzels and all of that. Okay. So basically, I'm using that flower-looking tip. And I'm just gonna do just like that. Guys, and don't be so hard on yourself. It does not have to be perfect. I mean, unless you're a professional and you're baking for other people, okay, I understand. But if it's for you and you're just, you know, learning and just starting, have fun with it. Don't, have a heart attack over if things don't come out right. It happens. I mean, it does. Accidents happen. There you go. That is basically a little border just to give it a little bit more detail. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some of my Oreo cookies, the ones that I kind of drizzled, and I'm just gonna stand them on top like that. Ain't that cute? So, some of them have chocolate on the side, some of them don't. Oh well, no big deal. Like I said, it's just gonna be for us here, and really not even for us. I'm gonna go and give half of this cake to somebody. Don't y'all wish I lived in Milshu? I'm not kidding y'all. I would freaking give this whole cake away. And then I'm just gonna keep adding more Oreo cookies because they look so cute on here. Just like that. And I guess I should have put chocolate on both sides, but it's no big deal. No big deal, no big deal. You can still see the chocolate on one side and they look really pretty. So, put some Oreo cookies like that. Y'all see that? Ain't that cute? And then let's add some of these delicious looking pretzels. How should we do these? How about in between each one of these? Let's see what it looks like. Is it too much? I don't think so. I think it actually looks really cute with the pretzels in between also. And then, this is my favorite part of baking. As y'all can tell. I love decorating. If I could get somebody to do the whole baking part of it, it would be great. But I love doing the decorating part. I keep hearing something outside. That's why I keep looking outside, guys. But anyway. And then, yeah, look at that. That does look really cool. Okay. And I still have some donuts. And I don't think I'm gonna add the donuts because I think the donuts will be too much. How about just 3 little donuts in the middle? Yeah, that looks actually pretty cool. And there you have it, guys. That is as easy as you can make a chocolate cake. Kind of liking it, and then I'm kind of not. But oh well, no big deal. It's just for us here. But it really smells amazing. Really, really amazing. It has this strong chocolate smelling. Of course, you can just tell that it's gonna be so good when you eat it. But that's it, guys. That is my secret chocolate cake recipe that I make for all my quinceañeras and wedding cakes and stuff that I've made before. And I've never really made a cake like this, so it's not the most prettiest cake, but I promise you it's not what it looks like. It's what it tastes like. Y'all have a good day. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Be safe. Stay home. And maybe tomorrow I will cook something again. Bye, guys.